Well, good afternoon and welcome here to a gloomy Nethermore Park. Gloomy because of the rain, gloomy because there aren't any fans in the stadium today because it's a behind closed doors game. Of course, you already knew that, and we're very happy to have you along here on Guiseley Radio, but also hopefully you are hearing us loud and clear on our YouTube broadcast, which is going to be bringing you live coverage of this FA Cup second qualifying round tie here between the Lions and Atherton Collieries. The second time these two clubs have met. The last time in the 1994-5 campaign saw the 3-4, can't remember which, but it saw the Lions go on to the first round of the Cup that year. Atherton themselves looking to equal their best ever run in the competition and reach the third qualifying round. Delighted that you are joining us both on the Mixlr chat room. You can send us messages, so if you're watching on YouTube, you can still tune into the Mixlr chat room and send us a message on there, which we'll see, and be delighted to have your comments and have a little chat with you. The two teams are in. We're going to go through that shortly, but it's just a chance now to see how things are panning out across our media team here. There's obviously, as you'd expect, completely Spartan stadium. Very few in number who are allowed into the ground unless you have a very specific role, obviously, in terms of that. But one of those who has got one of those roles and is speaking to himself at the moment, trying to get the music right on the PA system here is Dave Robertson. Dave, hello. This is a strange environment, isn't it?
Very strange. It's a rainy, cold, blustery kind of October, and it's the FA Cup. Road to Wembley starts again. It should be a time of great excitement and anticipation. It's a little bit damp, both physically and metaphorically as well. With there being no fans in the ground, of course. It's a little bit echoey in Nethermore, which is an odd thing for Nethermore to be, but there we go. Obviously, for fans would be brilliant. I hope you're going to join us on the stream this afternoon on the YouTube. Big hello to everyone watching us on YouTube this afternoon. We hope to bring you an exciting game of football. Yeah, and ideally, a Lions win, I suppose.
So the start of the season is obviously always quite uncertain. It's uncertain in terms of the starting 11, who is going to make their impression on the season. Last year, of course, Aaron Martin got off to a flyer, got a goal in the first kind of, I think, 20 minutes of the game against Kings Lynn. Jamie Spencer, of course, another new signing from last season. He hit the mark and hit the ground running really well. Who's excited you in pre-season, Dave, that you think is here to make an impression on the campaign?
Well, I think we've confirmed this week the signing of LeBron Mbaka, and I think he's played very well. I think he did really well, particularly against Chesterfield last Saturday, and obviously scored against Thackley. He's really impressed. Sort of played in that sort of midfield role. That's kind of Will Hatfield kind of role. As a number 10, he starts as a number 9 today. So he'll be quite exciting to see. It'll be interesting to see how Mark Howarth sits in that number 4 role as well. Obviously, I think the biggest thing of the summer, the extended summer, I should say, was just retaining Kane Felix as well. To keep hold of him was a big get because he could have gone. He had such a good season last season. It wouldn't have been surprising if another offer had turned his head. So it's brilliant to keep him on as well as retaining Prince Ekpolo, who's put himself about in these pre-season friendlies and really impressed towards the end of last season. So, I think it's an evolution of the squad really than revolution. We evolve, but we don't revolve. We've got some good players come in, and obviously a lot of academy lads come through as well, just this morning, seemingly. Yeah, well, there's been a flurry of new signings. So first of all, go through the team today, and then we'll talk about two signings that were announced just ahead of the 2:15 kind of threshold, which is Jack Ryan and Isaac Curry. But they both feature on the bench today. So today's Lions looks like this. Brad Wade in goal, George Cantrell,
Brad Nicholson, Mark Howarth, Hamza Bencharif, Dan Cowan, Kane Felix, Prince Ekpolo, LeBrun Mbeka, Matty Gillam and Gabriel Johnson. LeBrun Mbeka, of course, scored that wonderful goal in the game against Thackley in the very first pre-season friendly. On the bench, Lewis Hay, signed from the academy, signed first team forms, announced this morning. Haji Demba, another product of the academy. Isaac Curry, he signed this afternoon, having featured as a trialist, somebody who's played with Burton, Ilkeston, Philadelphia Fury, Grantham Town, featured in all of our pre-season friendlies. He actually suffered, it was a player who suffered a concussion in the final minute of the game against Chesterfield. So we haven't seen him since then, so maybe that's why he's on the bench. A very impressive looking player, I thought, in pre-season. Jonathan Wafula's on the bench as well. He scored against Chesterfield Chesterfield last weekend in blazing sunshine. That gave us the sense it was still the height of summer and we were still in a normal pre-season campaign. Paul Clayton's named himself on the bench, as well as the young Jack Ryan. He's been playing abroad in Australia with Olympia FC Warriors, and he's now starting his career with after starting his career with Preston North End. So he's now joining the Lions here, and also Jack Ryan is joined on the bench by Nathan Newell, and that completes the Lions lineup. A few messages on the Mixlr chat room already. It's great to have you along. We'll go through the Atherton sides shortly. Andy Otley saying, Dave going full Partridge even before kick-off. Sir, we salute you. You did. You definitely went full Partridge.
Partridge, yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're new to us today, if you're joining us from the Atherton side on the YouTube stream, as I can see a few of you are. Oh, hang on. I've let the music go here.
Dave's getting it wrong.
Sorry.
So it's all right. You concentrate on your other job. We're all concentrating on multiple tasks at the moment. Dave, in classic Nethermore fashion, has already had somebody grumbling about the tannoy volume, which isn't actually that loud, but never mind. Craig JM, looks bleak, but we're there with you. Have a good day, gents. Let's go Lions. Thanks, Craig. It is bleak. In fact, if there is one saving grace about the fact we can't have fans in Nethermore today, it's that it's a pretty gloomy day. Actually, it's a pretty miserable day, and at least you've got the option to watch the game on the YouTube feed on the Guiseley official Guiseley AFC official YouTube feed. If you're just tuning in here, thinking, oh, hang on, is there a better way to connect with this? Keith Walker, reception good on YouTube here in Spain. Keith, it's an opportunity for you to watch the game today from Hondon de las Nieves, I think it is, if I've got that right. And I'm sure the weather is a little bit better there. Alan Thompson, no mistakes today, lads. We're all watching. Yeah, well, it's to be honest, we're going to make mistakes. We're dreadful. Apart from that, we'll do our best. And like you say, if you're joining us from an Atherton perspective, you're very welcome. You can send us a message on our Mixlr chat room as well. It'd be good to hear from you too. Type of commentary, the style of commentary we'll do is radio commentary, but obviously we're coming through on the YouTube feed as well. Plastic Man, watching on YouTube, looking and surrounding good. And in sync. He's made a comment. Wait till the game starts, Plastic Man, then we'll see. And Chris Bell, I hope you're feeling okay, Chris, and good to have you online here saying that he's looking forward to today's game. He's actually gone down from the stream. The two sets of players are now beginning to make their way onto the field. Ladies and gentlemen. And it's Dave does the announcement on the radio for the PA. Professional to the end. Atherton Collieries are onto the pitch, and so a chance now just to run down the Atherton side. Danny Taberner, Clive Smith, Gareth Peat, Danny Lambert, Danny Lafferty, Rick Smith, Ben Conway, Vinnie Bailey, Jordan Darr, Marcus Cassani, Elliot Rocker, Elliot Wynn is the goalkeeper on the bench, Kyle Sambor, Jack Bannister, Ellis Roberts, Dylan Glass and Niall Battersby. That's their final substitute. So out here, the Lions are sporting the new home kit. So the first chance to see Guiseley's home kit, and hopefully you can appreciate the Lions wearing it on the YouTube feed as well. It's like I say, a dismal day. Kane Felix just joining late onto the field as they are all arriving in dribs and drabs, actually. Kane Felix wasn't the last one onto the field, as there's still a few more. Atherton Collieries are going to be playing in green with white shorts and green socks. And where we're watching, they're going to be shooting from right to left towards the scoreboard end of the ground. The Lions just in a huddle, having a conflab before we get this game underway. The officials also making their way out now as the rain and the mist and the absolute miserable weather continues here. The Lions hopefully will be giving us a little bit of sunshine in the form of a second round qualifying FA Cup victory. And there's of course money on this game. There is a prize of about £3,000, I think it is, for the winner of this round that would be vital for both clubs. So this game has got an important feel. There's very few sources of revenue open to football clubs at the moment with the loss of fans. So hoping that the Lions can capitalise and do so. Interesting lineups. If you didn't hear earlier on, the Lions side looks like this. Brad Wade in goal, George Cantrell, Brad Nicholson, Mark Howarth, Hamza Ben-Sharif, Dan Cowan, Kane Felix, Prince Ekpolo, LeBrun Mbaka, Matty Gillam and Gabriel Johnson. And the referee is just doing the final checks. Referee today is Ben Wyatt, and he's assisted by Darius Bradley and Gareth Thomas. The scoreboard resplendent across to our left is away, ready to start counting the minutes as the referee blows his whistle. Atherton Collieries get the ball forward and into the Lions half, flicked on by Cantrell to clear, but picked up now by Elliot Rocker down the left-hand side. Atherton Collieries making a bit of a headway with Marcus Kasani, but he's intercepted. It'll be a throw for the visitors, about level with the edge of the 18-yard box. The ball played down the left channel, over hit from Rick Smith. The ball rolls out of play. It's going to be a Guiseley goal kick. 0-0 opening minute.
Okay, so I'm bad at multitasking, as I've proved there. So that's a good start.
The ball coming out from the back from Dan Cowan, and he's sent it long upfield. The goalkeeper's come out. He's closed down by Kane Felix in right back position, headed back on by Cantrell. Picked up. Brunham Becker. First touch of the ball. Plays it square here. Howarth keeps the ball moving out to the left-hand side to Gabriel Johnson. Cut out there by Lafferty. Atherton defending and then hitting the referee. It takes a kind bounce through to Kasani. So play will continue rather than the bounce up, because Atherton's play hasn't been interfected by the referee's touch. Guisey managed to hold firm and defend, and Cantrell's clearance goes a bit short, and he atones for it with two firm challenges to dispossess Gareth Peat. It'll be a throw-in for Atherton.
A good start there from George. Good couple of tackles there to make up for the earlier short pass. I worry we should have learned from last season when we got knocked out by Peterborough Sports not to take teams in lower leagues too lightly.
No, absolutely. Howarth now trying to win the ball from Peat into the feet of Vinnie Bailey, who goes back. Lafferty, Danny Lafferty from the centre circle, up in the air, up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Cantrell defies his height relative to Marcus Kasani to win the header, and then blast the ball into the stand here. We've got a live stream that almost came off air. Somebody have a word with George Cantrell about that next time, will you? Careful where you're kicking it, boys. There's a lot riding on it. The ball literally bounced in front of us before play restarts, and as a consequence, Guiseley are forced into a clearance that forces more pressure onto the Lions.
You can see there's a few people on the YouTube chat room as well. Got to keep an eye on that chat room. Graham Braithwaite saying, can we switch sides, because this isn't his side of the ground. You might have a point there, Graham, if that's going to happen.
Gareth Peat now with looks like a long throw for Atherton. Sends it towards the 6-yard box, headed away. Peat loses control as the ball is returned to him, and it goes out for a Guiseley throw in right back position.
I don't know how easy it is to see on the YouTube feed just how much it is raining. It is properly hammering down at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And it's been raining all day, so that's going to be a very slippery pitch out there.
Thanks, by the way, to Manchester 21 tuning in from San Antonio, Texas.
Nice.
Now the ball back with Atherton as they're having the better of the early stages here. Conway with the ball on the edge of the 18-yard box. Crosses cleared by Gillam. Guiseley having to do a lot of defensive work early doors here. Danny Lambert wins the ball back once again. Played forward by Peat. And it's a good ball into the box. Cowan's got a lot of work to do just to make sure he has enough strength to hold off Kasani. And it's gone out for a goal kick. Moved out here to Gillam. And Guiseley now move it down the left-hand side and then lose the possession by a loose ball that's rolled out of play. And it will be a throw in for Atherton. Thanks to your comments so far, Andy Otley. So far the comms and video stream are working brilliantly. Well done all. Well down all.
Still the best review we've had in a while.
Yes. Although there is that one where your PA style is auditioning for a game show. I like that one. Saturday night game show.
York fans love me. Not.
I like the way, and I hope you've ordered your programmes. If you can order them from the I think it's called
Matchday Info.
Matchday Info app.
It's an app.
£2.99. You can buy it through your Apple account. And Dave's renamed his column "Get Down Off the Scoreboard." I don't know if he knows about that. That's what it's been termed now.
Yeah, that was my idea. It survived the editing process.
Atherton with the ball into the Lions box again, this time headed away after a free kick on the halfway line. And not on now by Clive Smith, and Hamza Ben Sharif swipes at the ball. It goes up in the air. It's not a clean clearance. The visitors are pressing and are having the better of these early stages. And Gareth Peat working down the left-hand side, trying to get past George Cantrell, but Cantrell shows his worth to the side again with a good challenge. Like Polo scurrying around, battling and winning possession back. Gillam now just in front of that back line, plays it across to the left-hand side. And Nicholson helps it up here now to Gabriel Johnson. Johnson's played a poor ball forward, and it rolls out of play for a goal kick.
Well, I think Atherton have definitely had the better of the first 5 minutes, haven't they? Playing a very high line. Closing down Guiseley very quickly. Guiseley's seen not too much of the ball at the moment and struggling to get out of their own half at the moment. It's a very good start from Atherton.
They've been the better side. 6 minutes gone, scoreless. No real chances to speak of.
We've got on the YouTube, LBB123 saying, is it the big lad up front and backer? Yes, it is. And Zachary Haven sends all his support from Waterloo, Illinois. Ooh. He also says up the coals. I've just realised. Well, you know, if you're watching us and you're an Atherton fan, you're welcome too. It's just nice to have football back, isn't it? Particularly the FA Cup.
Ben Sharif now on the ball here. Into the feet of Cowan, who sends it long, looking to get Kane Felix just behind the back line. It just goes a little bit beyond Felix and into the safe hands of Danny Taberner. But Felix appreciates the idea. Thumbs up from him.
Yeah, good vision from Cowan there, and if you know, it's just it flicks maybe a centimetre over Kane Felix's head.
Ben Sharif now on the ball for Guiseley as the Lions start to work it out from the back. Picked up here by Vinnie Paley. Now Elliot Rocker. Guiseley win possession back here. Good work rate from Nicholson. And then Howarth tries to find the ball to Felix. Well defended. Picked up again here. Dan Cowan into Ekpolo. Ekpolo, square. Cantrell. Back to Cowan on the halfway line. Brad Nicholson steps forward, plays a good ball out to the left-hand side. Gabriel Johnson, this time, first-time ball, trying to feed it through to Howarth. Challenge comes in by Lafferty, clatters off both of them. Referee adjudges it to be a corner to Guiseley, the first one of the game. And the Lions now have a chance to get the big men up. Cowan and Ben Sharif making their way into the Atherton penalty box. 8 minutes gone, still 0-0.
Yeah, Atherton defender did well there. Nice move from the Lions, probably the first nice move of the game. Down the left-hand side. Atherton does well to get across.
Corner's short, goes all the way back here to Johnson. Johnson will float it in from deep, up towards the edge of the 6-yard box. The goalkeeper comes to claim. There was pressure. Cowan and Ben Sharif were in there, but Taverner won't be too happy with the way he dealt with that. The ball's gone behind for another corner. And looks a little uncertain, perhaps with the wet ball, slick surface, difficult to deal with.
Combination of wet ball, slick surface and two big blokes running at you.
That's the kind of incisive analysis you get here on Guiseley Radio. Corner, right-hand side, curls into the 6-yard box, still not dealt with. Goalkeeper goes down. He's in the box, in the back of his net there for a moment. I don't think he was claiming a foul. It was scrambled away. In the end, Guiseley will get another throw. Good concerted spell of pressure this for the Lions now.
Again, the keeper comes out for that, but doesn't quite get there. Clearly, the Lions can just cause him problems when those balls into the box and get physically in his way. There's possibly a chance there.
Cantrell throws short to Gillam. Challenge comes in. Another Guiseley throw. Cantrell has Becker in the box to aim for. Goes down the right channel to find Ekpolo. In the end, there's another throw for the Lions, actually. From this angle, couldn't see the ball go out of play. Just wonder whether we might see a long Brad Nicholson throw now.
He's trotting over now. There he goes. We're getting listeners from all over the shop. Thailand.
Ooh.
Yeah. Washington, D.C. Not much happening round your way, Washington? Probably not. Quite a day, right?
Throwing off the hoardings that Brad Nicholson will take long into the box. Lands in the 6-yard box, but is cleared. Nicholson returns it, left boot towards the edge of the 18-yard box, dealt with, and eventually scrambled away by Lafferty. Counter-attack possibly on here. Conway plays the ball forward, looking to find Dar. The ball played back to Brad Wade, and then he clears well. Finds LeBrun Becker, who lays it back to Gillam, but it's a poor ball. Matty Gillam is out into the dugout, where Guiseley will concede a throw. And no doubt there was a few scowls from Russ O'Neill and Marcus Bignott.
Yeah.
That poor ball.
It was well read, that break, that Atherton break by George Cantrell, and there was a chance for a counter-attack there, and it just got stuck under the feet of LeBrun and Becker.
Now a lovely ball over the top here for Kane Felix to chase on. George Cantrell spotted the opportunity. Felix made the run. The keeper came out quickly to tidy up. It's going to be a Guiseley throw, though, about level with the edge of the penalty area. Quickly taken, actually, by Becker. Goes back here to Cowan. Cowan square. And we change the angles. Find Nicholson, who plays the ball towards Gabriel Johnson, but it's cut out. Counter-attack again on. Challenge comes in from Brad Nicholson. This time he gets a touch off Ben Conway's ankle, as well as the ball. Well, gets the ball touched off of Ben Conway's ankle, and it's a throw-in for Guiseley, halfway line.
A few of you joining us on the Mixlr chat room. Hank Scorpio asking about live streams for league matches. As far as we're aware, that is the plan. We shall see. Technology allowing.
Tell the players to keep the ball on the field.
yeah, exactly.
Now ball forward here to Howarth. Howarth threads it through, looking to get LeBrun and Becker involved, but it's just a little bit overhit and out for a goal kick. Still 0-0, by the way, 12 minutes gone.
Alan Thompson asking, do you think Atherton, having played 3 games, is an advantage? I mean, we've played 3 games. It's mainly the same team that we've played the last 3 games, more or less this 11, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a different intensity, though, isn't it, competitively? When you're playing competitively to playing a friendly. And so I'd say it does give him an advantage, I really do. Good header there from Ben Sharif from the goal kick. Finds Gabriel Johnson up from the back. Brad Nicholson asking for movement, not getting it. So it's still from the back that the Lions work up. Dan Cowan. He steps up over the halfway line. And Cowan is tackled. As he didn't dally in the ball exactly, but couldn't find an angle to play the ball forward. And in the end, it's a throw-in that is taken, and the play starts again from the back as Guiseley come forward with Nicholson. Stretches after losing possession of the ball. Thankfully, no collision and no foul. But the ball does go all the way back to Brad Wade. Slight lull in play at the moment.
Enjoying this slight return to some form of normality. Doubly so. CDP 50's back on the MixLR chat room.
Wow, fantastic. Someone who can finally talk sense.
Now we may begin. Joseph Atkinson says, I wish I could say hello from somewhere exotic, but the truth is I'm watching from 5 minutes away. What do I win?
Is there anything more exotic than Guiseley? Ball with Cantrell, right-hand side. Nice play between Becker and Ekpolo. Forward now. The referee gives an advantage as Felix starts to run. Finds Gabriel Johnson into the box. Felix spins on the penalty area spot. Takes a shot, finds the back of the net. Beautiful goal there from Kane Felix. Great agility to spin on the ball and fire home, beating the goalkeeper at the his right-hand post. And the Lions have the lead. Guiseley 1, Atherton Collieries 0. Fantastic there after 15 minutes. And really, you have to appreciate the work of the referee as well in allowing the advantage. There was a foul on Ekpolo, I think, in the build-up play. He played the advantage, and Guiseley managed to capitalise. And once again, we just keep saying it. Kane Felix has scored.
We could have that on a recording, couldn't we? And just keep playing that. Kane Felix has scored. Yeah, I actually thought Gabriel Johnson turned away a pretty good opportunity to get a shot in there. It did look maybe wrong-footed the defence by squaring it back to Kane, but he did leave Kane quite a bit to do. But obviously it's Kane Felix, so he just spins on a sixpence and hits the ball in the back of the net. I think the keeper might feel he could have done a little bit better with it as he got a hand on it before it went into the back of the net. But on the strength of the last 5 minutes or so, Guiseley probably deserved that. But everything before that was Atherton were probably edging it. So Atherton will have to reset and go again. They shouldn't feel too disheartened because they're still very much in this game.
Well, they did start very brightly. First passages of play were played in the Lions' half. They've got a free kick now just in front of the Guiseley dugout, and they're bringing players forward. Up come Lafferty, and Smith is in there as well. This free kick floats towards the edge of the D, headed away. Good firm clearance there from Becker, and then played forward by Gabriel Johnson. Up in the air now for Lions to chase. Ekpolo wins the ball, plays it forward. Well dealt with by the goalkeeper and knocked out of play for a Guiseley throw about the halfway line. Keith Walker's disappointed. He says, what, no action replay?
Just be grateful he's going.
You could watch it again after the game. Guiseley trying to work down the right-hand side now. Ekpolo challenged by Lambert, and the ball is out for a Guiseley throw. Cantrell plays it short into Cowan. Becker battling, dispossessed though. Now perhaps a chance for a counter-attack. Unfortunate for Jordan Dahi, stood on the ball, just lost the play, and Guiseley recover possession now on the left-hand side. Brad Nicholson. The Lions dispossessed. Over the top, Vinnie Bailey. Chase goes down that right flank, but Guiseley recover possession again. And Dan Cowan will just take his time. No urgency now from the Lions. Just need to hold on and control the game, don't we?
Yeah, and since Guiseley have moved out of their own half, hang on.
Yeah, Kane Felix just took the ball down and is chasing on the left-hand side. But to be fair, Danny Lafferty did very well, got ahead of him and controlled that. You can see a bit of surface water now as Becker comes across to win the ball. The claim for offside is ignored by the assistant on the far side. And in the end, Atherton defend it and come forward. Polo slipped as he went to try and close down the advancement of Kusani. The ball is played back in the end to Brad Wade in the goal. Takes it at his feet. Is closed down. Controls it well. Plays it back to Ben Sharif. Ben Sharif is not pressed. There's advanced players. But guys, you just have the time and space, don't we, to just keep the ball ticking over.
Yeah, and where Atherton were getting a bit of joy before is when they weren't allowing Guiseley to do that. In the first sort of 5 minutes when they were really closing down those defenders.
Oh, now Polo's got the ball. He's just, I don't think he was exactly caught, maybe just slightly held up there by a sliding challenge from Danny Lambert. It's a perfect day for sliding challenges. It'd be great to play on this and go in for a few sliding challenges. But there was nothing particularly malicious about it. I think he was just a fraction late.
Yeah, just it was challenge at speed. That's all it was. I thought for a moment he might have got away, but the defender came across, and so the free kick's given. But yeah, a little bit of the wind's gone out of Atherton's sails in the last 5-10 minutes or so.
19 minutes gone. Guiseley lead by 1-0. Kane Felix, the goal scorer. It's a good goal too. A free kick now, taken by Howarth for the Lions into the box. Not quite dealt with. Felix still lurking around, trying to get on the end of it. Gabriel Johnson nods it on the edge of the 18-yard box. Falls kindly, though, for Atherton on this occasion. They can move the ball away down this left-hand side. The ball goes long. It's a lovely ball. It's a chase on here. It makes Brad Wade come out of his goal to close down Marcus Kasani. But a really good ball from the back that almost had Elliot Rocker away. It went through towards Kasani, but Brad Wade had to be right off his... on his toes to anticipate that and sweep nicely.
From where I was standing, that ball looked like it had gone straight through to Rocker, the number 11. I thought he was clean through on goal, so that was a good opportunity. And a reminder, still got to be wary.
Ball with Ekpolo. As the throw-in comes to nothing. Dan Cowan. Ben Sharif just knocking the ball around at the back. Unpressed, but seemingly lacking options, so Nicholson goes long down the left-hand side. The ball goes out of play for a goal kick. And that's some of the comments, just the appreciation of Brad Wade's work there, actually, from Andy Otley and CDP, both recognising the anticipation of that ball over the top. Wade was out very quickly.
Yeah. Brad's pretty nippy when he wants to be, and he can read the game quite well. He's quite good with his feet for a goalkeeper.
Lovely little back heel there from LeBron and Becker to find Ekpolo. The two seem to be combining nicely this afternoon. Ball forward there from Gillam, not quite finding his intended target. Atherton clear on the edge of the D. Gillam Cantrell comes back to win the ball from Danny Lambert, but is quite rightly penalised for a free kick coming from behind to win the ball cleanly, yes, but from the wrong position, really. Of course, National League's back underway today. There's loads of games going on there. And one that's not, how frustrating must this be? Last week, opponents, Chesterfield, their game at Wealdstone is off. After all this time of waiting, the weather intervenes, and that was off for a waterlogged pitch.
Oh, man, now, does that mean they have to reschedule it for tomorrow or Monday? Or
no, it's not an FA Cup, that's a National League.
Oh, it's National League, sorry. Pay attention, Dave.
Throw in here on the right-hand side for Atherton Collieries. They've got the ball into the box now, sweeping cross from about 30 yards from the goal line that kind of was under pretty much control from Brad Wade, as well as he watched that ball go up and over the defence and out for a goal kick.
We're just keeping Brad honest. Nice ball into the box there.
So lots of football happening, obviously, around today, but also that strange environment where Harrogate Town are a Football League side, and in League Two they're losing to Bolton at home in Doncaster. It's such a strange world we live in, isn't it, nowadays? The ball's gone down the left-hand side, and Guiseley actually having been pressed a little bit, are coming away with Kane Felix drilling the ball from the edge of the 18-yard box, from the angle of the penalty area. But that was easy for Taverner on this occasion to claim. And it's back with the goalkeeper.
Yeah, again, Felix causing havoc to the Atherton defence, gets a shot away. Worth a pop, because on this surface you never know how it's going to quite on a slippery surface like this. You never know, you might get a lucky bounce or a lucky deflection, but yeah, keeper did well to read it, take it well.
23 gone, still Lions lead by a goal to nil, but Atherton on the attack here. Kasani just trying to ride the challenge of a couple of players, but Ekpolo is so good at scurrying around and causing problems. Felix has gone down, referee unimpressed as it rolls through to the goalkeeper. I'm not sure, I must admit I just didn't catch the flight of that or the sight of that, but Felix was on the ground with the defender moving away. It was a big shout from the Guiseley bench. Felix is on his feet now and having another run down that left-hand flank. He's run the ball out of play on this occasion, and it will be another throw for Atherton, which goes back to the goalkeeper. It sort of holds up a little bit. There's clearly a bit of standing water in patches. Difficult sort of pitch to play on for both sides today. Now, in the changing room corner, and actually CDP just observing the same thing, which I know means it must be correct. Now, Conway moves it forward for Atherton, out to the left-hand side. Rocker, he's up against Dan Cowan. Rocker cuts out towards the edge of the penalty area, gets a shot away. Difficult one for Wade, but he does well. He watches it, it bounces awkwardly in front of him, and he got a good firm palm on that ball, and it's cleared before Howarth is fouled, and Guiseley have a free kick. But just the sight of a threat there from Atherton, and that was good work there from Elliot Rocker, cut in from the left-hand side to the edge of the penalty area. Good firm drive, bounced awkwardly for Wade. Wade saving well, and Guiseley clearing. Still, 25 minutes gone, Guiseley 1, Atherton Collieries 0.
Great work from Prince Ekpolo for a moment just there. Whizzed the ball away. But again, Atherton are getting a little bit more joy because they are pressing our defenders a lot more. So when we try and play out from the back, they're pressing players down. They're not letting us get the ball. They're not letting us get any rhythm. And they're getting a bit of joy. And that was a good effort. Through a sea of players, Brad Wade did well to get down to his left to palm that away.
Play restarts with the Lions building up from the back. Cowan coming up towards the halfway line. Plays a nice ball over the top. Good anticipation there from Rick Smith. Atherton defender stretched the leg out. Managed to stop it going through to Felix. It's the right idea though from Cowan again. This time the throw from Cantrell finds Mbeka in the penalty area. Flight of the bounce of the ball just foxes him, and it goes out for a goal kick. But thumbs up there from LeBron Mbeka for the idea from George Cantrell.
The YouTube chat room, Lee Walton saying 22 minutes in and the scoreboard hasn't gone off. Is that a record? You might be right. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't look at it.
Keep berating Dave and the score, but he loves it.
Ah, yeah.
Goal kick, and it's headed in the air with Bailey winning possession for Atherton. Plays it down the right-hand side. Chase on here for Dar. Dar up against Brad Nicholson. Nicholson gets a foot in. Play goes back to Clive Smith. He curls the ball into the box, in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and a good header there from Elliot Rocker on the edge of the 6-yard, but he couldn't get over it. At the end, it just tips over the crossbar and behind. There was a claim for a corner, but in fairness, the last head looked pretty clearly from Rocker to me. But another warning sign there for the Lions.
Yeah, very good first time ball into the box, and sort of a looping header. Had Brad Wade scrambling. It's a good effort from Atherton. Probably probably a second clear effort in a couple of minutes.
Now the clearance from the goal kick, very poor. Goes straight to the visitors. And then there's a pretty ropey challenge there from Mark Howarth. Free kick on this edge of the centre circle. Howarth, I think, is going to go into the book. Referee is speaking to him, card in hand. So Mark Howarth is the first player to receive a caution today. It wasn't a well-timed challenge. He just got that all wrong, didn't he?
Yeah, he's saying it's a good day for sliding tackles, and it's the danger, of course, is it's very wet, that you misjudge it. And as the game goes on, you wonder if we might see a few more yellows.
Vinnie Bailey stands over the ball now. There's a cluster of players around the edge of the 18-yard box. The ball goes up and is headed away by Mbeka, but picked up again by Rocker, who's been very dangerous in the early stages. And his cross again is excellent. Palmed away by Wade inside the 6-yard area. Picked up by Ekpolo. He's under pressure now. Very calm under a couple of robust challenges. He keeps the ball at his feet and then releases it to Gillum. Nicholson up here to Mbeka. Mbeka with a lovely little touch towards Johnson. Johnson takes it down, plays it back here. And Gillum then's unable to find the ball forward to Felix, but Felix can work it back really well with a good challenge. Ekpolo now on the right-hand side finds Cantrell. Cantrell, right hand of midfield, crosses up towards the back post. Goalkeeper comes, just drops the ball first time, but has it under his control. Doesn't look completely comfortable, in fairness. Perhaps in these conditions, with the way the ball is spinning into his area. Could be something for the Lions to exploit.
There's a bit of surface water on this pitch. It's just starting to splash up. So there's a challenge on Mbeka there that saw some water splash up. So it must be tough for keepers, especially with sort of swirling balls in this wind, in this rain rather.
Yeah, and that ball rattling off Smith. I think Smith's conceded a corner. And now Guiseley can get the big players up, including Mbeka. Ekpolo, best player on the pitch so far, says CDP. He's been excellent, hasn't he?
I mean, splendid. I mean, look at how under pressure was he there, and how calmly did he deal with that situation.
3 at the back post here for the Lions to aim for. It goes into the 6-yard box. There's a bundle of a couple of players going down. No free kick. It's scrambled away. And now Atherton can come on the counter-attack here. They've moved the ball upfield really well. Dan Cowan with a big task on to try and hold up Jordan Dyer, who's gone into the area, gets a shot away. But Cowan sticks at it so well that he gets the block in, but at the expense of the corner. 30 minutes gone, Guiseley 1, Atherton 0.
Good breakaway. The classic Guiseley get a corner and nearly concede on the breakaway. Atherton do really well. Dan Cowan really reads that well, does well to stay with him. Could easily have lost him. Could have been worse.
Just seeing Carlisle are beating Barrow. Talking of FA Cup games, I was thinking about this earlier on. That 2-2 here, when we played Barrow, we lost in the replay. We were 2-0 up in that one. Oh, could have gone to the second round that year. Kevin Holsgrove spurned a great chance. There's a corner now for Atherton. Floats into the box, headed behind again. This time Brad Nicholson. It'll be another corner.
It's the most dangerous lead, isn't it, 2-0?
Oh, I often think about that Kevin Holsgrove opportunity in that game. If we'd gone 3-0, no chance, we'd have definitely gone through.
Colin, there are enough things going on at the minute to torture yourself with. Don't dwell on things that happened years ago.
Andy Otley just appreciating the work from Cowan there. It was excellent defending. It was a difficult situation, dealt with excellently. The referee just having a conversation as there's a bit of tussle in the box. There's plenty of bodies in the 6-yard area as this actually goes out towards the penalty spot where the delivery perhaps wasn't what was intended. The good ball back, though, to the taker on that right-hand side, and then picked up here by Rocker. Rocker drills the ball in once again. Guiseley block, get it away. Felix chasing after this one, forcing Smith into a firm ball down the right-hand side, which is a good one. Rocker chasing after it. In the end, can't get past Nicholson, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Well, it's a good game, this half an hour gone. I think it's already swayed one way and then the other, and then back again. Atherton starting very strongly, Guiseley rallying. And since the goal, I think Atherton have probably been just about shading it.
Who's impressed you most? I think they've been they're a good quality side.
Yeah.
They've worked hard. They've fought their way back into this game after getting a goal down. Who's impressed you most out of that side so far?
Well, I think Rocker at the moment is causing the most amount of problems, and obviously, you know, he's had a couple of opportunities so far, including a header over the bar. We're going to have to watch, and again, that whole front three, really, the 9, 10 and 11, closing down the defenders and not giving Guiseley any chance to get out and not giving Guiseley any chance to build up anything. They're working very, very hard.
And they've won the ball back here again and now playing the ball over the top, but this time it's a poor delivery and it's gone through to Brad Wade. I mean, CDP's making the point we definitely are not bossing this game. I think that's absolutely right. We're not bossing this game. We're in the lead by a 0-0, but there's been chances at both ends. In fairness, Atherton have probably had equal play in our half to the amount of time we've had the ball in theirs, and if not, slightly edged that.
From a Guiseley point of view, one goal is not going to be enough today, I don't think. I think we're going to need one. At least one more, to be certain.
So shaping up to be a good cup tie.
Yep. Well, that's what we want, isn't it? You know, if you can't have fans in, imagine what it'd be like if there were fans in. That'd be great. But at least we can have a decent game of football. And I hope you're enjoying it on the YouTube stream.
Oh, now dalliance from Brad Nicholson, almost robbed of possession. Thankfully, the Lions were able to tidy it up. Now they play it down the left-hand side. Chase on for Felix. Lafferty's there first. Atherton do manage to work the ball away. Picked up, though, by Gillam. Gillam looks to play forward. Finds Cantrell. Cantrell's dispossessed. And then the goalkeeper can clear. Picked up by Cowan, though, on the edge of the centre circle. Gillam square. Now to Howarth. Howarth tries to pick out Cantrell, who was in a good advanced position. Just a little overhit. The spray visible from this side as it went through towards Cantrell and rolled through to the goalkeeper.
Proper skimming off the surface there, and then George hadn't quite set himself properly to chase after it. Behind you.
Now there's a bit of an aerial battle that's been adjudged to have gone Atherton's way.
He was a little bit sandwiched there, wasn't he?
A little bit difficult to see from our side, but referee on the right angle of that gives the free kick. Just in front of the main stand here. That will be taken by Bailey. He's got a number of green shirts to aim for. Lions trying to keep a line high enough, about level with the edge of the D, outside the 18-yard box. But there are, 6 players in green that Bailey will try and pick out here as he floats the ball up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. It's headed away by LeBrun. Could have been LeBrun and Becker, but it could have been better. Guiseley do retain possession, though. And now a ball forward to try and get Felix away from Gillam. It's a nicely directed ball. Felix is out to the left now. He's got to have a run at Clive Smith, the full-back. Takes him into the penalty area, then just overhits it. And the ball is out of play for a goal kick. Still 1-0 to Guiseley, 35 minutes gone.
Big hello to Stefan, who's watching in Dortmund, whilst also watching Borussia beat Freiburg 1-0.
Saw a delightful article on the news this morning about a boy who's made all of the Bundesliga stadiums out of Lego, and he's now a hit with German supporters and been invited across to their clubs, and he's made really good replicas of the stadiums. And so I think Dortmund was on that list. I think he was building that on the BBC this morning.
It's a great ground as well, Signal Iduna.
Ball's gone back to the goalkeeper, and Becker's chasing that one down. It's a really good clearance though into the Lions half. Flick on from Kasani, doesn't stay in play, goes out for a throw. For Guiseley in left-back position.
I don't know if this is true. Erling Haaland, who has scored for Dortmund today, born in Leeds. While his dad was playing for them. So
Quite
technically...
possible. He's a Yorkshireman.
He's a Yorkshireman.
Ball up in the air now as Guiseley have to defend. Polo collects the ball and then doesn't quite find Felix. Thundering challenge coming in there. Both playing it through. Polo's held up by Ben Conway. Free kick to Guiseley, just a few yards in from the halfway line.
A little frustration there from the Atherton player. You can't get the ball off him.
Q's just asking if we're not putting the Optus stats on screen. We're just amateurs, aren't we? I know you're saying that with a little jest. Guys, you've got a free kick midway through the... Atherton have got a free kick midway through their own half.
Joe Priestley tells me it's true, so it must be true. He would know.
He does his research.
He knows his stuff.
Thanks, Joe.
Has he got a column in the programme? I think he might do.
Yeah.
He's a regular contributor to the programme, which you can download from the Matchday Info app if you wish to. Just go to your app store of choice, Google Matchday Info, and you'll be able to buy today's programme for $2.99.
Ball over the top now for Gabriel Johnson to chase onto down the left-hand side as Guiseley try to get on the front foot as we head towards the final knockings of this first half.
When we go do Yorkshire International Football again, do you think we could steal him? That'd be amazing.
I'm sure he'd like some time in Northern Counties Eastern grounds. A game at Ossett United would be just fine.
Yeah.
Dan Cowan holding up against quite a physical challenge against him. There's shouts of a foul, which I can't quite see, to be perfectly honest, by Atherton. Slightly late lunge, the ball's gone out of play. I think he's given the free kick for the tackle on LeBrun and Becker. The free kick for Guiseley about midway through the Atherton half, right to the left-hand side. The rain hammering down here. You're saying if this game had been called off, we'd have to play it tomorrow.
Tomorrow or Monday, apparently.
And if it was called off tomorrow, we'd have to play it on Monday. So we have to play it on sequential days. I don't know what would have happened, to be perfectly honest, if it was called off 2-3 days in a row because of a persistent waterlogged pitch. I don't know whether you can reverse the tie or what.
According to Tom, if you don't get it played this weekend, you're forfeit.
Out. Oh, you both forfeit?
Both forfeit. Which would be a rotten way to go out of the cup.
Well, the free kick's floated into the box, but Gillam's collided with a defender, and it's a free kick to Atherton. I mean, that would be incredibly hard, wouldn't it, for a visiting side? Maybe you could reverse the fixture then in that scenario, just to get the game on.
Yeah, well, I mean, in that case, rather than both forfeit the game, do whatever it takes. You go and play it on a neutral venue, or you play it at the other team's ground, or whatever. However you get that game played, but get it played.
So, free kick to Guiseley in their own half. Just a bit of a lull again in play after a spell where there were opportunities. Guiseley struggling to keep the ball in play there. That was a bit heavy towards George Cantrell. Cantrell did keep it in play, but possession's lost. Cantrell then brings Ben Conway down, and the card is in his hand. So George Cantrell is also going to go into the book. I have to say it's a little bit light, that booking for me, especially in the context of some of the other challenges today.
There's been a few sort of thudding challenges in the last few minutes. Any one of them could have picked up a yellow card. I think maybe George is just a little unfortunate to have the referees maybe totting up.
Yeah, yellow
George
card
has
shown.
drawn the short straw. JJA saying in the event of the game being called off, they should do a baking competition.
That's imagination. That's thinking out of the box.
Well, these are extraordinary times, require extraordinary solutions.
Free kick to Atherton, floated in towards the edge of the 18-yard box, headed away by Hamza Ben Sharif. Back in, but collected by Gabriel Johnson. Guys, he still can't work out. Good step forward there from Danny Lambert. Wins the ball back as Atherton try to make their way forward. There's a bit of a challenge, but Howarth can keep hold of the ball and then find LeBrun and Becker. Won back here by Rick Smith. Smith plays it up towards the edge of the 18-yard box now, and it's a chance here for Rocker. He's got the ball inside the penalty area, but couldn't carve out an angle for a shot because Cowan was too wily, managed to get his body in the way, but the block is at the expense of a corner on the left-hand side as Atherton attackers. Still Guiseley 1, Atherton 0, 42 minutes gone.
A few club officials howling at Rocker there for not hitting it first time. And I think they're probably right. If he had hit that first time, Brad Wade would have struggled.
So free corner kick left-hand side, and they're all clustering in that 6-yard box again. Lions have got a row of white shirts almost on the line. This one comes up towards the edge of the 6-yard box, this time headed away, but picked up again by the visitors. Second phase, headed back into the penalty area. Brunham Becker with a header that manages to find Felix on the edge of the penalty area. He's got a lot of distance to make up. He'll bring the ball forward. And Becker's now joining him in the attack. Felix is tumbling over. I think he might actually have been fouled on that point, but referee didn't think so. Howarth finds the pass now to Johnson, left-hand side. Johnson goes back. Nicholson, under pressure, goes all the way back to Brad Wade. Last couple of minutes now. And Ben Sharif goes forward with a long ball. And this one too far from George Cantrell. And it goes back to the goalkeeper. CDP just keeping us up to speed with other scores in the FA Cup, which I'm not really following, to be perfectly honest, because they're not on flash scores. So we're lazy. Bradford Park Avenue beating Spennymoor by 1-0. And then the question is, are they still Guys' reserves? Well, Tabish Hussein's playing there, isn't he, for example, now? There's quite a few that...
Tabish is still there?
Yeah.
Ollie Johnson's still there?
Yeah.
I was going to say Stephen Drench, but he's at Farsley now.
So keepers, would give us some background on that. That'd be interesting. It's a free kick now to Atherton, halfway line.
I mean, we only really call them Guiseley reserves to sort of slightly demean them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Goalkeeper comes up to take this free kick on the halfway line, a la Stephen Drench, who we just mentioned there. It goes up towards the edge of the 18-yard box and is headed away. Second phase one back, though. Bailey. Square here to Lambert. He's played a nice ball here to the edge of the area. Jordan Dar trying to find an angle for a cross, this time to the right-hand side. He's overhit it, over the head of Daniel Lafferty, much to the visitors' frustration. I think the Lions goes out for a throw in left-back position. Just a minute to the break, 1-0 to Guiseley.
I think the Lions could do with half-time now. I think they'd be quite happy to get to half-time 1-0 up.
And to dry off a
break,
bit.
Dry off a bit, maybe. But just sort of restart again. They've again gone a little bit off the boil since the goal.
The intensity's with Atherton now. They played the ball out to the left-hand side. Conway, cross, up towards the back post. Overhits this time. It'll go all the way out of play for a throw-in. Lions need to lift this intensity. We did have this spell last year where you'd find we'd get a goal on, we'd maybe get on top, and we'd almost just lose that front foot, that ability to press higher up the field, to get to be first to the ball. And that's kind of what's happened, isn't it?
Well, we had a 10-minute spell before the goal where we were pressing and we were getting out of our own half and not letting Atherton have the ball and just really taking advantage of them. And then we scored, and then again, like you say, we've rather sat back. The job's not done.
Ball's over the top now where Hamza Ben Sharif heads clear. Again, the energy and intensity is definitely with the visitors. It's difficult here for Ben Sharif to deal with. He's got two coming down on him as he tries to clear the ball out from left back position. Does well. And then came Felix, forced into some holding play on the halfway line as the whistle goes. And actually in the end it's a little bit of a relief that the whistle has gone, because the Lions have been under pressure into the final stages of that first half. But as it is at half-time, the Lions do lead. Kane Felix with a good goal on 15 minutes, some lovely build-up play, good advantage played by the referee as well, that allowed Felix to spin on a sixpence inside the penalty box, on almost the penalty spot, and to send the ball past the goalkeeper. The Lions have advantage, but it's far from job done here. A very finely balanced cup tie at Nethermore. Half-time, Guiseley 1, Atherton Collieries 0. Any thoughts on that first 45 minutes, Dave? Just choose the right microphone, won't you? Otherwise he'll share his thoughts with the whole of the stadium here.
Yeah, I don't think they'll appreciate that somehow. I'm not sure they do anyway. I think Guiseley will be, as I say, glad to get in at half-time. They were really on the back foot for sort of the last 20 minutes or so of that first half, and they really need to up the intensity, as you say. CDP, I think, said we need to get the ball to Kane Felix and use his pace a lot more, and we're still trying to sort of build a little bit from the back, we're inviting Atherton onto us, and Polo's doing a lot of work, but he can't do it all himself. We need to get the ball out of our own half a lot quicker and use the pace of Johnson and Becker and Felix, because when we have done that, that's when we've had a little bit of joy from them. We can't allow them to come onto us because they are quick and they are strong, and they will close us down at the drop of a hat. So, that's what we've got to do in the half-time. We've got to reset and go again.
So football is back, competitive football here in the shape of the traditional FA Cup opener on the same day as the T20 finals, on the same day as weekend as the London Marathon. It's all up and jumbled, isn't it?
Are we sure the T20 finals is happening?
I don't think they're happening. They were scheduled. But it's back, and it's also back in the National League, and the first games in the top flight of the National League have been taking place. Half-time, Altrincham 0, Weymouth 0, Barnet 1, Eastleigh 1, Dover 0, Notts County 0, FC Halifax are leading 1-0 against Dagenham and Redbridge, Hartlepool 1, Aldershot 0, Sutton 2, Maidenhead 0, Torquay 0, Stockport 0. Fancy this for a trip. Wealdstone and Chesterfield. Chesterfield, of course, who we played last weekend in that final pre-season friendly. They had to call that game off for a waterlogged pitch after all that wait to get into playing. They've had to call that one off just before this morning, before the game was due to take place. Woking 0, Solihull Moors 1, Wrexham 1, Boreham Wood 0. And then in the NPL Premier Division, it's Warrington 0, Whitby 0, and Whitton 2, Baseford 0. Can't really, maybe we'll just look up some of the FA Cup scorelines later, but for now we're going to take a wee break. We'll just go off air for about 10 minutes. We'll be keeping the stream going, but we'll be back for the second half as we look to get through this FA Cup second round qualifying tie against a gritty, determined and energetic Atherton Collieries. So we'll see you soon. So welcome back here to Nethermoor Park for the second half of this FA Cup. Second round qualifying tie between the Lions and Atherton Collieries. Behind closed doors, unfortunately. But thank you for joining us on the video stream via YouTube, and those of you who stuck with the old Mixlr chat room as well. That's much appreciated. A good first 45 minutes of play. A really interesting game, I think, and not replete with incident. The Lions still lead, obviously lead by that goal to nil, scored by Kane Felix. But a thoroughly energetic and determined performance from Atherton has certainly given them plenty of encouragement into this second half. I can't see any changes at the break. We're just looking around. There's no board and there's no obvious changes. So it's as you were in terms of the lineups. Those lineups are for the Lions: Brad Wade, George Cantrell, Brad Nicholson, Mark Howarth, Hamza Ben Sharif, Dan Cowan, Kane Felix, Prince Ekpolo, LeBrun Mbeka, Matty Gillum, Gabriel Johnson. And for the visitors, Danny Taverner, Clive Smith, Gareth Peake, Danny Lambert, Danny Lafferty, Rick Smith, Ben Conway, Vinnie Bailey, Jordan Dar, as Guiseley pressed down the goalkeeper here. Marcus Kasani, Elliot Rocker are the starting 11. As we get back underway for the second period. A ball has to be recovered from the stand over the changing room side. And a throw in that will be taken by George Cantrell from the wrong place, I think. Oh, the referee's decided a foul throw there, I think. And so it's a Atherton Collieries throw. I'm not quite sure I've seen too many instances of that. Rocker now on the ball, perhaps the most effective and influential player for Atherton Collieries, but there were a number that had impressed. Guys, you need to up their game in the second period. Gabriel Johnson picks it over the halfway line and plays it down the left-hand side, trying to get George Cantrell away. Cantrell's under great pressure, but he does retain possession. The cross comes in from the left-hand side and is cleared by Lafferty just before the goalkeeper claims it. And so Guiseley recover possession. Gillum back to the halfway line to Ben Sharif. Ben Sharif looking to maybe play it down the left-hand side because Brad Nicholson's made a run down that side, but it's well anticipated and cleared. Ben Sharif wins the header. And then a slip from Ben Sharif. The ball's run through here to Rocker. He goes down towards the edge of the 18-yard box, right-hand side. Tries to cut in past Ben Sharif. Can't do so. Forced back out now. He's going to go back to the full-back here. Smith, Clive Smith looks for and away past Gabriel Johnson. Checks his run. Still Johnson holds firm and does well to win possession back. And now Felix pushes the ball past Lafferty, goes towards the edge of the penalty area, left-hand side, cross the face of the 6-yard box, but Mbeka wasn't quite up with play at that point. So hard to keep up with the incisive pace of Kane Felix, but that was a good example of the kind of explosive speed that he can use down that left-hand side, and a good cross across the face of goal. Still 1-0. 47 minutes gone.
Felix does really well to scrap possession back on the halfway line there, makes a bursting run down the left-hand side, and Mbeka just couldn't quite keep up, couldn't quite get into the box quickly enough.
Now it's a counter-attack here, Atherton Collieries down the left-hand side, and a really poorly executed cross comes shot, and a hand of apology as well as the ball goes out into the car park.
But a moment there when Hamza Ben Sharif slipped, I mean, that's gonna happen. It has been absolutely hammering down all through the half-time break. It's very, very wet out there. There is a lot of standing water on there. Players are going to start to slip. Going to have to be very, very careful.
And they're not being careful at the moment at the back as they're trying to work it out very dangerously. The press much higher now from Atherton from the start from the back. Gillum is fouled. So we'll fortunately get the free kick, but the Lions have to come up with a bit of a plan B. The three that are playing up front, the three that you talked about earlier on, Dar, Kasani and Rocker, when we work out from the back, of up their game a little bit, up the intensity in that final third. It's causing us problems. Now Gabriel Johnson wins the ball in midfield, just escapes from Becker, goes back to the goalkeeper, Taverner, who clears, and then there's a foul or a free kick that's actually been given. I think Becker might just have collided with Rick Smith.
I think Umbrella just caught the defender as he was trying to get through. I've been trying to make sense of the YouTube chat room. To be honest, they seem to have been talking about scrambled eggs during for half time. I don't know.
That's a good topic.
Well, it's interesting, I suppose.
Not a big fan of scrambled eggs. Like eggs generally, but not a big fan when they're scrambled.
Latham Matt of Atherton. I think he's a Coles fan. He says, hope Guiseley keep trying to play it from the back given how high we're pressing. We did the same at Warrington on Tuesday and should have won.
Nicholson under pressure. Cleared by Wade. Up towards the halfway line. The Lions are again having to defend because the visitors taking the game to Guiseley. Pete looking to get past Ekpolo. There's a trip by Cantrell. It's eventually penalised. It's a very minor offence. Cantrell, of course, one of two Guiseley players on a yellow card, Mark Howarth being the other. There's no bookings for Atherton as yet.
Loiner16 on the Mixlr chat room says, need to up the pace in this second half if we can. Q saying it's the first competitive game back, it's chucking it down, freezing, and there's no crowd. I think we can cut the team a bit of slack.
I think there's a big part of that with the 3 competitive games played already as well for Atherton. That gives them an advantage. I really do feel that.
Well, true. I mean, they will have got their eye in, and they've certainly come with a game plan that they're executing very well at the moment. They will get at some point a golden opportunity.
Howarth plays a nice ball in here to Kane Felix, edge of the D. Kane Felix tries to find an angle. He gets the ball in here towards the right-hand side, towards Cantrell, but Cantrell's playback is cut short. The referee halts play because he goes back for the free kick that was going to be given to Felix for the foul on Felix. Felix is down on the ground at the moment. Referee's done very well there once again to play the advantage, and then if the advantage doesn't come off, to go back to the original foul. So free kick, right decision, and Guiseley have a good chance here from the right hand side of the D to press this Atherton goal.
Hamza Ben Sharif territory this. Roll off and let Hamza whack it. I think he's going to have a word with the it was a bit scrappy there. I think maybe Kane Felix knocked it a little bit too far in front of him, stretching, and drew the foul. He's all right though.
Well, he certainly got fouled. He's up on his feet. He's fine. But again, I think the referee's got that spot on. A good way to manage the game. Let the advantage go. If it doesn't transpire, go back to the original free kick. And that's what's happened here. Now, guys, they have 3 around this free kick. The wall, 5-man wall, with Prince Ekpolo also causing a nuisance. CDP's message on the Mixlr chat room just made me chuckle. This free kick will be taken and drilled in, I think, by Howarth, but it wasn't able to get past the wall. And Guiseley don't have to be alive to the risk of a counter-attack. Dan Cowan is, and he intercepts and plays the ball forward. Felix chests down, but the ball is cleared by the visitors. He said, obviously it's a predictive text issue, fatally winning 2-0. And he meant, I meant Farsley. He's updating us on the Farsley scores. That's Farsley and Bradford Park Avenue, I guess, who we're winning at the moment in the FA Cup. Guiseley winning 2. 1-0, 52 minutes gone, and in possession of the ball inside our own half, and again being pressed. It's going back to Brad Wade. Brad Wade has to jink to keep possession.
It's a very dangerous game, that.
And then again, Guiseley just
in these conditions,
pressing it down the right-hand side, getting a throw. Cantrell takes it quick. It's just a little bit too far for Becker to collect. Shepherded out for a goal kick, and Becker and Rick Smith just have a little pushing contest as they go into the hoardings. And referee speaks to Rick Smith. Should have been careful there, actually, Smith. That's just the kind of thing that does result in a yellow card when you clearly kind of push. Thankfully, I think the referee's dealt with that right. He's just come across and said, to both of them to calm down.
He's booked Cowan and he's booked Cantrell in the first half.
Header away by Ben Sharif from that goal kick. Played forward now. Chase on. Mbeka, right-hand side. He's got Felix in the box to aim for. Gabriel Johnson also chasing in here. Goes towards him. Oh, and it's an own goal. Oh, and that's a shame for Vinnie Bailey. He went to volley the ball clear and in the end sweetly connected with it from a Guiseley perspective. And Mbeka's cross turned into her own net by Vinnie Bailey on 54 minutes. Guiseley double their advantage. It's Guiseley 2, Atherton Collieries 0. And that was really harsh on Vinnie Bailey. In fairness, he was intercepting. The ball was going to go through to Gabriel Johnson, who would have had a good chance to strike the ball towards the goal. But Bailey had to do something, and unfortunately for him, he connected with it with a sweet volley into the top left-hand corner of the net. You've got to take your break, so we've created the opportunities, haven't we? We've got the ball in the danger zone, and that's what's led to the mistake coming. So that's it's an improvement in the second period.
It is, and we've moved forward a bit better. We're still playing with fire. I still don't like us playing the way we're playing out from the back under pressure from Atherton, but we've got the ball to Kane and LeBrun a bit more, giving them a bit more to do, and forced a mistake, and it's a little harsh on Atherton, I have to say, especially an own goal.
Game's not over yet, is it?
But again, what were we saying? 2-0, most dangerous lead.
Polo really working hard to win the ball back off Rocker. Goes back to Brad Wade. The intensity will have to be high now from Atherton. And Guiseley will have to match that into this next half hour or so. Ball won now by Gillam. He floats it over the top looking for Felix to chase. He's got a lot of ground to make up on Lambert. So Lambert gets there first and sends it back to the goalkeeper. Good clearance from the keeper's feet to take the ball into the Lions' half. But Guiseley do get the ball back. And it's with Brad Nicholson, who's just stepping up from left back, a little slowly working it out from this back. It's a kind of a tentative way of playing, I feel. Nicholson finds Johnson, and Johnson threads it through here to Mbeka. Johnson on the ball again. He's gone down just in front of us. There's a claim for a free kick. Referee's unmoved. Goes back to the goalkeeper, and Felix showing all the energy in the world there, chasing that one down.
Oh, nice.
Now really well taken down from the clearance from the goalkeeper by Kasani, who's spun on the ball and goes down this left-hand channel, trying to get past George Cantrell. He's up at the corner flag here, held up. Polo's with him, and the cross is blocked by Cantrell. It'll earn Atherton a corner, left-hand side, as they attack the Guiseley goal.
Yeah, lovely move down the left-hand side to completely leave George Cantrell for dead for a moment there. But you could see the water splashing up as he went down the left-hand side, and that's going to have slowed him down a little bit. George Cantrell did well to recover at the expense of a corner.
5 players in the box for Atherton, 5 green shirts, and 2 of them are in the 6-yard box on front of Brad Wade. This one's floated into the area, and somehow Clive Smith found himself free, unmarked, but as the ball landed towards his head, he couldn't get over it, and the header is wide and behind for a goal kick.
Oh dear, had all the time in the world there, didn't he? Really needed to get that on target as well. It's a let-off for the Lions, really.
2-0 still. The Lions lead. And 57 minutes gone. The doubling of the advantage should give Guiseley a bit more security. But it's still, as we've been saying, a dangerous lead. And Atherton are contesting something in the middle of the park. I'm not quite sure what. Now Guiseley moving it out from the back with Johnson's ball in towards Howarth, misplaced. One back now, Smith. He plays it forward. It's a good tackle, comes in from Nicholson. Gillam nicely played into the path of Ekpolo. Ekpolo's closed down by Kasani. Won by Pete. Cantrell closes down. And Guiseley win possession back on the halfway line as Ekpolo steps across. Now Johnson, left-hand side, chasing after this. Collects, but he's got to have 2 to beat. He's got little option other than to force the throw, which he does well. And it's Clive Smith who puts it out for a Guiseley throw midway through the Atherton half, left-hand side of the field.
Andy Otley's tempting fate.
On the Mixlr chat room.
Andy Otley says, job done.
Don't be ridiculous. Why would you say something like that? Now a nice throw from Nicholson. Finds Felix, edge of the area. Challenge comes in on him. He rides it into the box. Goes towards the byline. Gets a cross. Comes shot. It's saved at the near post by the goalkeeper. And Guiseley still pressed. Looking to win the second phase. Win it back. And it's out of play. It's going to be a free kick because I think
Cantrell's
there's a late challenge on Cantrell there. And the card is out. And I think we might just see the first Atherton Collieries player in the book. It's the...
number 3?
5, I think it is. Lafferty was being called over. I must admit I was slightly miscited for that, but I think...
You tell us, YouTube, you're the ones watching in HD. We're peering through glasses and rain here.
Lafferty is just making his cause, as is
So
Pete. It is Graham Pete who's going to get the card, I think.
Also on the Mixlr chat room, our very own Nick Keefe's listening in. Says, never been happier to hear your stupid voices.
No, I think he's never been happy to hear your stupid voices. he's misspelt that one.
I know what I choose to read.
So it's almost a corner ball. The free kick is a yard in from the corner flag on the touchline. So there are 4 in the box to aim for. And this one will be curled in towards the edge of the 18-yard box where Felix is collecting it. He drills it in. It's beaten away by a defender. Felix claims the second phase. Gillam now moves it out to the right-hand side. Howarth floats it in, claimed by the goalkeeper inside the 6-yard box. Counter-attack swiftly started, and this time overhit by Taverner as it goes back to Brad Wade.
Again, not a lot of bounce on the pitch when that came through, isn't there? Proper sploshed onto the pitch. I think it worked in Brad Wade's favour as well because it took all the pace off that ball.
We won't need to clean the ball after the game, will we? At least that's a good thing. Yeah, it's, all these COVID things, I don't know why I even said that. It's been disinfected about 20 times, won't it? The ball's gone to the left-hand side to Brad Nicholson in defence. The Lions still knocking it around, and it's gone back to Brad Wade. It feels like we're putting ourselves under a bit of pressure here because we're being pressed. And then in the end, as Cowan clears, he does manage to earn a throw-in, but I'm not sure what we gained out of that.
Tom.
As the ball goes out of play. A throw-in. It looks like we're going to have a substitute, and it's going to be the end of Ben Conway's game and the start of the number 14. Now, we say number 14 because we're not quite clear what the numbering is, so we're going to be advised from our Atherton colleagues on that shortly of the substitutes. But if it's my reading, I think it might be the Kyle Sambo, but we'll wait and see. The substitute's not happened just yet. If there's a couple of final kit checks going on. But as it is, it's a throw-in that will be taken by Atherton. But it's won by Guiseley. Middle of the park, big challenge in on Becker. Free kick given against Cantrell. A couple of fouls now by Cantrell. Just needs to watch because he is on a yellow card. And the free kick is almost on the halfway line. As Guiseley now have to set themselves into some defensive positions. 2-0 up, 62 minutes gone. Not sure if they're going to make the sub just yet. The visitors, that is. The number 7 appears to be on the board, but not yet taking place. The ball goes in towards the edge of the 18-yard box as Atherton press. The shot comes in from Lafferty. It's cleared up towards Felix. Felix has got the ball on the halfway line. He's surrounded by players. He's got very little hope of retaining possession. Does enough to allow Cantrell to step up and take over, and then a good long ball forward, and Felix is in better place to take that one down. Takes it down excellently as well. Has a sight of goal, takes a shot. It trickles across the face of the goalkeeper's goal. It seems to have taken a deflection. It didn't look like it had, and it's going to be a corner. It all seemed to happen in slow motion as well. But the referee spotted a deflection. Corner it is to Guiseley. 63 minutes gone. Lions lead 2-0.
Sitting here poised to do this substitution. I'm not making it. Good run there by Kane Felix, though.
So now 4 in the box for the Lions to aim for. Gillam's gone to stand in front of Taverner, who's dealt with some of the struggled to deal with some of the high balls into the box, or the ball's coming in at pace with the wet ball. It's into the near post. Cowan jumps, but an awful lot for him to do to try and direct that goal bound. He did well, probably to get it in the general direction of the goal at the pace and the angle he was at. It's behind for a goal kick and recovered. And it'll be still time for this substitute. I wondered if they might have done it now, but they seem to be waiting. Maybe they're watching for something to change. The goalkeeper's distribution is poor on this occasion. It goes out of play. And indeed, we do get that substitute. It's now the number 8, Vinny Bailey, the man who was unfortunate enough to score the own goal. Didn't have a bad game at all. He's certainly been involved. And it's Jack Bannister, I understand, who's coming on, who's wearing the number 14 shirt. So Jack Bannister on for Vinny Bailey. Guiseley not looking like there are any changes at the moment. There's no action on the subs bench. Nobody warming up yet as we go into the last 25. I'm sure that might change, actually. Plenty of new signings announced today, including Jack Ryan and Isaac Curry, both on the bench today. Guiseley now moving it down the right-hand side. Becker trying to get past his man on that right flank, goes down towards the touchline, invites the challenge. Should be a corner, it is. Becker causing problems, isn't he, now?
Yeah, he's come into the game a lot more, actually, and helped by the team trying to find him a bit better. Clearly, that's been a decision at half-time to try and get the ball out to Kane and LeBrun a bit more and push Atherton back off them a little bit.
So, Lions now building pressure on Atherton with a corner here, and they have everybody on the goal line. This one's got to be an in-swinger. As Howarth puts an arm up, indicates something. It swips in towards the near post, and Hamza Ben Sharif had just peeled off the goal line to come and try and get a faint touch onto the ball to direct it towards the goal. Just got a bit too much on it, in fact, and it's gone high and behind for a goal kick. The wet ball is flummoxing the volunteer steward behind the goal as well. He can't keep it in his hands. It's clearly a problem today. So 24 to go and a goal kick. The intensity perhaps slightly diminishing out of the game. Guys who've had more of the play in the second half. Atherton really forced things towards the end of the first period, but the second goal has given Guiseley a 2-goal advantage, well, an own goal, and it has also slightly taken the sting out of Atherton's press, but they're on the attack now. The substitute curls this one in. That's Bannister, and he's gone beyond everyone. It goes back here towards Pete. He takes a shot that's gone behind, but for a corner. And Guiseley now need to be ready to show some steel to face this set play.
Guys, he's just a little bit in trouble there for a moment. That lovely ball from the right-hand side. If number 9 had got his head on that.
Corner from the left flank, and there are plenty of green shirts to aim for here. There's 3 inside the 6-yard box, another 2 on the edge of the 18-yard box. It goes into that area, kind of back-heeled towards goal by Lafferty. Guys, he tried to come away with it, and Cantrell is fouled, and it's a free kick to the Lions. There's a protest, a claim that there should perhaps have been a yellow card. The referee uninterested in that, and there's a free kick that's taken from slightly the wrong position.
I've just remembered, Cole.
Yeah.
Just hearing Gary Douglas yelling there.
Yeah.
I just remembered that I said I would say hello to Bjorn Jakobsen from Kristiansund, who's listening today. He's a friend of Gary's.
Yeah.
Hello, Bjorn.
Afternoon, Bjorn. Nice to have you with us.
We're getting people from all over the world today. It's humbling.
I've always thought Guiseley's a global brand.
Don't joke. Maybe.
There's people who've thought that. There's people who've come here and thought that. Ekpolo's got the ball He's playing it down the right-hand side, trying to chase after it. It's taken away. And, and Becker can't really argue with that free kick. So he barges Rick Smith in the back. Free kick is taken. It goes up towards the back line. Bencherif makes the header, but the second phase is nicely picked up. And a long-range effort comes in there from Kasani, but he can't keep the ball down, and it's into the car park. And out of play for a goal kick. Entering into the last 20.
Just starting to get a little bit scrappy now. Ball's not running quite true with all the water on the pitch, and players starting to slip around. Players getting tired. Mistakes can be made.
Our FA Cup correspondent CDP is just advising Farsley are now 2-1 up. And Bradford Park Avenue 1-0. Dan Atkinson, of course, formerly of Guiseley, having a blinder and saved a penalty as well.
Dan Atkinson.
Andy Otley saying much better from guys in the last few minutes. Dan Atkinson, of course, saved that penalty, didn't he, against Solihull as well. Felix looks like he was being handled. He chases down. Pretty sure that could have been a free kick, in fairness, but in the end it's out of play for a throw-in for the Lions.
I think one of the most pleasing thing about Kane Felix's development as a Guiseley player is his physicality and his ability to ride challenges a lot better, certainly in the last sort of 6 months to a year, than when he first came here. He is very well looked after by opposition defences, and he's learned to look after himself.
Now a throw from the left-hand side. Brad Nicholson into Kane Felix. Felix is forced back from goal and into Prince Ekpolo, and then down this right-hand side. The Lions making a bit of headway. Cowan up from the back. He's adding to the attack now. Ekpolo, right-hand flank, crosses. He's blocked at the near post, controlled well, and the counter-attack could be on here because guys have committed players forward. Down this right-hand side, the ball is played into the feet of Dar. Jacob...
Go on, Hamza.
Jordan Dar, rather, is dispossessed by Hamza Bencherif. And the ball finds Brad Nicholson, Howarth, and then Johnson to go down the left-hand side towards Becker, but he won't win that one. It'll be cleared, and a Guisey throw inside our own half, which Brad Nicholson isn't in any particular hurry to take.
I tell you what, Guiseley were in real trouble there, and Hamza worked really, really hard to stop that break from happening. Really well done.
Andy Otley just observing, Guisey is a global brand. RE Guisey is a global brand. Do we have a noodle partner yet? I think that's the sort of thing we should do, really, shouldn't we?
Do they do noodles at the Whaler?
Guiseley noodles. Ekpolo on the ball as Guisey just have the ball inside the Atherton half. Brad Nicholson does well, gets past his man up towards the edge of the area, takes a swing at the ball with his left foot, goes in towards the penalty area and is cleared. Occasionally they work ever so well. Hamza Bencherif times his interception perfectly as the counter-attack was building. Again, a little bit hurried, the ball goes forward towards Becker, but it's stopped before he can collect and returned into the Lions half. Bencherif heads away, but only as far as Conway, who we thought might have been leaving the field a little while ago. Looks like there might be a second change for Atherton. Still none in the offing for the Lions, it seems. Pete with the ball to the left-hand side. There's a chance here for Rocker to let fly, Kasani rather, to let fly with his left foot. And it's wild and goes behind for a goal kick. And it looks like there is going to be a second Atherton change. There's a man ready to come on. We'll have to wait to find out. We didn't quite get the numbers for the substitutes officially confirmed. We know their names, but we don't know their actual positions on the team sheet, as is the case in this new world. Things that you are normally accustomed to, and they're not quite as straightforward. But we do have a name, and it's Jordan Dar who's coming off, and Kyle Sambor who's coming on. So that's a second change, and there's three Lions players warming up. I think we'll have a change shortly. Andy Otley just talking about Dan Atkinson. Pleased to see that he's playing at a decent level again. He'd been playing at Knaresborough. Good football club. But it's a big jump back into Step 5 football. He was playing with us in the National League, of course. Now, Becker winning the ball really well. Finds Kane Felix. The flag goes up. That must have been very tight. And Felix looked like he timed his run very well. Really good interception as well from Mbeka to play the ball through to him. Nice sign of maybe a combination, an understanding building up there. Gabriel Johnson forced into some defensive work now as Jack Bannister was trying to get away down the right-hand side. And I think he's taken a foot in the midriff. No malice intended, but just in the way that the challenge was completed. And he's just going to take a moment or two. Harrogate Town were 2-0 down against Bolton in the League 2 game. They've pulled that one back to 2-1.
Okay.
So that's still in the balance. And Halifax leading Dagenham and Redbridge by 2-0.
Still a very odd world where Harrogate Town are playing Bolton in a league game, and that's just a thing. That's not real. Like you say, it's a game of FIFA until there are fans. Yeah, it doesn't quite feel. Doesn't feel like an FA Cup day, does it?
Not yet.
I haven't seen anyone with a tinfoil FA Cup.
That's what we should have done. Somebody needs to bring it, Dave.
I don't think ours survived.
Make a new one.
I've changed jobs now. I can't spend an afternoon at work making. I spent an afternoon at work making that because no one really paid attention to what I did.
They don't now. Guiseley have just run the ball out of play. Dan Cowan feels aggrieved, perhaps that he got a nudge in the back. The referee's not interested. It was a half-hearted appeal, to be fair. And so Atherton have a throw. They're working the ball down the left-hand side, but not able to make much headway. Guiseley back in number. Go back to the halfway line. And it's gone back to Lafferty, who's under pressure from Mbeka. Mbeka's gone down. Under circumstances, which I must admit, I just glanced down to check something. The ball's gone through now, and Kane Felix has got a bit of space now down this right-hand side and into the penalty area. He goes past the goalkeeper, slots the ball home. The Lions have a third. Surely that's the game. Guiseley 3-0 up now in this FA Cup second round qualifying, and Kane Felix with his second of the game. 76 minutes gone. Guiseley 3, Atherton Collieries 0. And that was super play there. We were just watching because there was a problem with LeBrun and Becker, but guys who played on. And then a nice ball into Kane Felix, but what happens when he peels off the defender? He showed that turn of pace, got into the box, very calm and collected. He took the ball around the goalkeeper, and then from a fairly tight angle, had the precision in the finish to slot the ball home. And that really should give Guiseley passage through to the third round qualifying. And Becker just receiving a bit of treatment. Ash Proctor on the field at the moment, but reaction on the Mixlr chat room. That's a nice finish by Felix, says CDP. Go Kane, says Alan Thompson. And Andy Otley. Boom, a cherry on the soggy cake. I like that one.
Yeah, Kane Felix doing Kane Felix things. Where would we be without him?
Becker's up and...
I haven't changed the scoreboard.
He's going off as Dave keeps us up to date with his duties. Come on, you amateur. And Becker's just coming across here. I don't know if he's going to be replaced, but we're going to have two changes now. And I wouldn't be surprised now that the third goal's in, that's kind of what the management team have perhaps been waiting for, not wanting to disturb the balance of the sides. Temporary reduced to 10. Referee now allows Mbeka back on. I think he got a knock, maybe somewhere in the face from a challenge. He looks fine anyway. He's running around with great enthusiasm, winning the ball back here. Dan Cowan, who's played very well for me, finds Ekpolo. Cantrell, right-hand side, plays the ball forward, blocked. But guys who win the second phase back at Polo Square now. Howarth steps forward. Fourth would certainly be a very generous scoreline to the Lions. Felix does have a go at getting it, but it's a rather tame effort with his left foot. It goes wide, and it's a goal kick, and we will see some changes now for Guiseley. And I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to see the full 3 complement, and we're going to see another change as well for Atherton. So Elliot Rocker is going off, and Paul Clayton coming on. Is that right? That was Dave's just getting his lines mixed up. He's just announced Paul Clayton coming on for Gabriel Johnson, but that's actually Elliot Rocker going off for Atherton Collieries. Our substitution is Jack Ryan, who's coming on for Kane Felix, who's got 2 goals, and he really deserves the standing ovation that he would have got. And also, Matty Gillam seems to be coming off, and he will be replaced when we see the board displayed, or the number on the shirt. It's not very clear. The referee is just checking some details, or the assistant on that far side. So the second one is going to be Jonathan Wafula. And then the third one, we're still having a discussion about it. It feels like a difficult thing to kind of see for. And we'll say Dylan Glass as the substitute for Atherton Collieries, and I think we've only had 2 substitutes in the end for Guiseley. I think there's a third one in the offing, but yeah, just the 2. There were 3 players already to come on, it seemed, but it was a little confusing, so just allow me to do that. I think it's Wafula's on for Matty Gillam. Felix has gone off now. Jack Ryan's going to get a run, the new signing, announced just before kick-off, or just before 2 o'clock today. So Guiseley will start with a throw now, and Wafula comes on. Howarth with a strong challenge in the middle of the park. Wins possession back. 9 minutes to go. Guiseley winning by 3 goals to 0. The ball out of play for a throw and a halfway line for Atherton. Played down the left-hand side. Dan Cowan with a flick on. The ball goes back here to Brad Nicholson. The left foot of Brad Nicholson nicely floats the ball in towards Gabriel Johnson. The ball goes forward, but not quite continuing in the attacking vein. Atherton recover possession, and from right back go up to the halfway line. A challenge comes in from Johnson and Jack Ryan. And yes, I have missed a third substitute, haven't I? I'm just thinking that in that changeover, Isaac Curry's come on, and he's replaced George Cantrell, who was on a yellow card. So all 3 subs have come on, so forgive my lack of observance. The ball's now with Wafula, left-hand side. Scored against Chesterfield last Saturday. Back here to Johnson. Johnson, infield, Howarth. And then his ball was intended for Wafula, but he's just rather cheaply put the ball out, and it goes for a goal kick.
I think you can be forgiven, Carl, because I just substituted Gabriel Johnson for Paul Clayton.
Yes, well, you know, I knew you were wrong as soon as that...
Well, you knew I was wrong because I was talking.
Thanks, Manchester 21, who's just put us right. Curry is on. Thank you for observing that. Good to know that somebody's watching.
Well, it's easy for him again.
Attention.
He's watching in HD. I've got glasses and peering through the rain.
And we're both a bit slow, to be honest.
Still early in the season. That's our excuse when we're sticking to it.
Now Nicholson clears the ball. Collected by Atherton. Played down the right-hand side. Bannister plays it forward. Guiseley defending and preventing progress down that side effectively, but Bannister receives the ball again, looking to get past Brad Nicholson. Plays the ball in field, but can't continue that play, and in the end the Lions, under a bit of pressure at the back, and Becker does well to help clear things. And then as it goes up to Afula, he's unfortunate in the aerial challenge that it bounces off his head and out after Lafferty won the header for a Atherton throw. Taken by Smith, who's looking for options. The ball goes back here to Lafferty, who sends it over the top. It's picked up now by Bannister, who actually can't keep it in play, and it's going to go out of the field for a Guiseley throw in left-back position. 3-0. 6 minutes to go. The Lions looking comfortable.
I have to say, on the hour, I did not see this being the way it would turn out.
Just slightly more clinical in the final third, really, haven't we, in the end? We've looked much better in the second half. Could have come a cropper at before the break, as we were, I think, second best for a spell. But discussion on the Mixlr chat room about who's man of the match now as we go into the final stages of this game, the final 5 minutes. Looking like progress is assured. Good work from Ryan, the substitute.
Why would you say that?
Chesting it down.
3-0 up with 5 minutes to go.
Brad Nicholson plays it down the left channel. Chested down by Ryan. Plays it into the feet of Howarth, and then they get their lines mixed up. Howarth clatters it against Ryan, and the ball bounces clear towards a number of Bannister. He tries to go past Brad Nicholson, is challenged and a free kick for his side. Perhaps a chance for a set play, a chance to get the ball into the box and possibly give them a glimmer of hope. A goal now would certainly do that. Clive Smith's just trying to take an extra 10 yards, the referee not having any of it. Ben Wyatt, he's done well today, the referee. You know, it's an interesting conversation. That there's lots of different man of the matches here. The ball floated into the penalty area. Still not cleared. The Lions having to dig deep here. The ball up and into the 6-yard box and in front of Brad Wade, who I think would have had that ball, popped Brad Nicholson, and he headed the ball over the bar and behind for a corner that perhaps didn't need to be conceded. But I think neither really communicated sufficiently enough for the other to feel confident to leave it. The ball into the area again. Now a shot comes in from the other substitute, Dylan Glass. It takes a deflection, and it's behind for another corner. That making a game of it now, Atherton, right in the end. They want to get that goal, want to give themselves that glimmer of hope.
Well, you never know.
We don't know how much will be added for stoppages, do we? We've got 4 minutes to go.
4 minutes, we've had 5 subs. Bit of a stoppage for Mbeka.
At least 4. So the curling corner from the left-hand side is defended well enough by Mbeka. And there seems to be a bit of a disagreement between Lafferty and Mbeka. They've been having discussions all game, haven't they?
It's nonsense. Just nonsense.
It's been good.
Mbeka does well there. Actually uses his size. Cause problems.
Another corner. Right-hand side. Referee just having a chat with Hamza Ben Sharif. Becca's been called her off cross, as is Rick Smith. So obviously seen something of a bit of a push and shove. The two of them had a little push and shove earlier on in the game. Referee once again just having a word. That's all that was needed, really. Bannister now with this corner from the right-hand side for Atherton. He's rather overhit that. It's a chance here for Ekpola to win it if he can just get there ahead of Conway. But the challenge does come in. But Ekpola does really well and wins a throw up on the halfway line for the Lions.
Well done, Prince. Yeah, a few different suggestions for man of the match. Kane Felix is obviously in there. Prince Ekpolo. Hamza Ben Sharif's a pretty decent shout from Loina 16. Andy Otley as well, asking when the draw for the next round is. I'm reliably informed by verified on Twitter as Tom Feeney that it is Monday at 1 p.m.
Throw in for Gabriel Johnson to take for the Lions, left-hand side, midway through the Atherton half. Last couple of minutes now. No real urgency. Guiseley can perhaps show a bit of game management here, hold on to the ball. Cowan at the back, looking ahead for options, not finding them. His players want to close him down, and Cowan's had a little run with it. Does rather fortunately keep hold of the ball. Becker and Brad Nicholson combine. The ball goes up here towards Wafula, edge of the 18-yard box. Wafula's not going to win that one. The clearance is made, another Guiseley throw. Last minute, 3-0 up. I think this is the stage that we were hoping for, isn't it? This was how we'd like to have envisaged it before play now. Sorry, Dave, you were saying something?
Yeah, just going by the votes on the Mixlr chat room, and by the looks of things, I think Kane Felix is starting to pull away in that man of the match. Informal vote.
Throw in for Atherton, midway in their right back position, midway through their own half. Played into the Lions half and won back by Guiseley. Ekpolo runs down the middle of the pitch, wins the ball. Back here to Becker. Oh, he spins inside the centre circle really well. Tries to float it out towards the left-hand side of the field, towards Gabriel Johnson. But it's intercepted before it reaches there. Johnson appreciates it. Thumbs up. And there's 3 more minutes to be added as that goes up on the board. But this time, as the ball goes into the Guiseley half, it's rolled out of play for a goal kick. So a formality, the final 3 minutes really for the Lions. Having got a 3-goal advantage, it didn't always look like that in the first half. Forced back. You expect it, Atherton will still go to the very end of this game, looking to at least get a consolation. But now surely that would be all it is. It's into the halfway line from the clearance, and the visitors continue to press. Gabriel Johnson steps up, tries to go over the halfway line, intercepted. As Ekpalo does well to win the ball once again. Takes a boot in his midriff, not maliciously, but as the follow-up of a clearance as he tumbled into the player who was blasting the ball away. So he might need a moment or two just to recover his breath. Of course, all the substitutes have been used, so if he did have to pop off the lines, would be down to 10 for a short while. If he just gives him a chance to take a breather. Final few moments here, the rain hammering down. The game 3-0, surely settled. And the Lions in possession of the ball with a good long one from Dan Cowan. Flicked on here by Wafula, right-hand flank, crosses deep into the area. Jack Ryan looking to get onto the end of it. Picked up here by Howarth, edge of the area, takes a shot, a super goal. What a great strike there from Mark Howarth to cap the day and seal the victory for the Lions. He took it down with his left foot, edge of the 18-yard box, drilled it in just inside the upright, and it's now Guiseley 4, Atherton Collieries 0. And that was just a fine piece of play actually from Mark Howarth. What a great strike that was, and a great chance for him to make his mark on his first, senior debut for the Lions since arriving in the summer. And that really does just cap off the performance. And if anything, it's a little harsh on the visitors. But the Lions have certainly earned the victory, no question, thanks to the second half performance. And that's been sealed by a fine goal now by Mark Howarth in stoppage time. And the Lions are now set for victory in the FA Cup second round qualifying, and will be in the draw on Monday to find out where we travel to or who we host next. Referee has one look at his watch, blows his whistle, and calls time on a good afternoon for Guiseley on the field. No doubt a shame that we couldn't have fans in here to enjoy and witness it. It started positively in the first half. Kane Felix spinning on a sixpence inside the penalty area to blast the ball home on 15 minutes. But Atherton Collieries grew, they stepped up, and they really pressed Guiseley. And at half-time, we were thinking we were grateful to get in with that 1-goal advantage. But in the second, Russ O'Neill and Marcus Bignot seemed to get their charges into more action, more forward play, forward motion, and thankfully we managed to get the second and the third. Kane Felix grabbing one on 76, and in stoppage time a goal for Mark Howarth, and that was also added to by an own goal by the unfortunate Vinnie Bailey. But a good afternoon for Guiseley, a good performance, a comprehensive scoreline, but that doesn't necessarily reflect just how challenging perhaps it was in stages this afternoon by a very hard battling Atherton Collieries side.
Yeah, Atherton have done themselves justice today. I think they've worked very hard. They were very much on the front foot at the start of the first half and at the end of the first half. It's a little bit unfortunate not to get an equaliser before half time, and if they had, might have been a completely different second half. I didn't see that going the way it did. We got a huge strike of luck with that own goal, that just seemed to knock the wind out of Atherton. And then obviously Kane Felix doing Kane Felix things and scoring as well to make it safe. The fourth goal is a nice little treat at the end, a good first goal for Mark Howarth, and of course the computer in the scoreboard couldn't cope with us scoring 4 goals and turned itself off at that exact moment. 4 goals does not compute. But next round of the cup, who knows who we'll get, who knows where we'll be. But we're there. We're in the hat.
Well, last time we beat Atherton Collieries in the FA Cup was on round to the first round proper, and then that day played Carlisle United at Valley Parade.
What I would particularly like is I would like us to stay in the cup long enough for the fans to see us.
Well, that would be wonderful, wouldn't it? Absolutely wonderful. It would mean third round proper, I think, for even the best chance of that happening. But
why not?
Why not, eh? Why not indeed?
Let's dream for a bit.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for your kind words today, all of you on the Mixlr chat room. Great to hear that the live stream has worked on